Hello everyone, welcome back. I got in a new toy today, basically an upper for my Palmetto PX-9 rifles. This is basically it's a 4-inch upper. It has a 4-inch barrel, and then it's got a linear compensator up here that's about another 2 inches. So the barrel itself is 4 inches, like from there to there, and then the rail, which is an M-lock rail, from here to the end here is 6 inches. So if you include the linear comp, it goes out basically another, from the upper receiver, it goes out 6 and let's say 1/4 inches. Okay, so this is my 10-inch PX-9, right? Shoots 9mm, has a 10-inch barrel. I've probably got close to 10,000 rounds on this thing at this point. I use this for training women because of the shorter barrel. It's a lot less front heavy for them. So I have found that this is a great gun for women. So I've got, this is my my 10-inch. I got another one that's I think some 7 or 8 inches. I forgot. And they've been working out so great for me. And I saw that they had this one available on their site, on Palmetto site, on the daily special. Okay, so they have, and here's the thing, it's marked Blemished, BLM. Okay, and the description says that there might be some slight cosmetic imperfections. Man, I've looked this thing over tip to tip. I can't find a single scratch on it. I can't. I mean, it looks perfect to me. Okay. I mean, obviously I have a lot of experience with these palmettos, right? So I know what they're supposed to look like, and I cannot find any defects on this whatsoever. Part of me is kind of wondering if we just had an oversupply of these, all right, and they just kind of needed to get rid of it, and they needed to somehow justify the price reduction, and that's why they label it blemished. But they do have 2 of them. One was for the $320. That's the one that I got, and they had another one, $380, which again is also marked blemished. But they, because after I bought this, I saw that it's still available. So obviously they have a whole inventory of these at the $320, and they have a whole inventory of the ones that are around the $380. It's one of those things that I had really no intention of buying, except for the fact that they're giving it away so cheap. The bolt carrier by itself, right, this part here, is $100 by itself, right? So you're only paying another $200 for the rest of this. And I've got plenty of these Holosun 507 optics all over the place, right? Because what I'm doing is this is the original, the 507C. This is like the very first ones, right? Where it has if you look at the buttons, they're vertical over here. So what I've been doing is I've been kind of little by little swapping out my 507Cs for the 507 ACSS, right? Because I think it's a better aiming system for pistols. So I've got a lot of these 50Cs that I'm looking for something to do with, and this is a great place to put it, right? The riser that I'm using here is I think a 0.75. If you use the 0.83, it's not going to give you a cold witness with iron sights. However, on a barrel this short, I'm not going to bother with iron sights. I'm just going to probably just stay with the optic on top of the rail. And if anything, if I want to shoot this at night, I would put a pistol light on the front over here. I have found that works great. Just putting a pistol, like a streamline pistol light on the top over here. So here's the thing. When I saw this, because I was aware that they had it, and it was like one of those things. Like, is there a point to buying something like this? Is it even going to be useful to me? So that's why I hadn't bought one. But when I saw that, hey, they had just the upper available, and they were selling it for the $320. And I said, you know what? I can just place the order. And it's like one of those things. Like, if you can order something without having to go through an FFL, you get shipped to your house. It's one of those things where, like, you're at night, you're looking at your phone, you're in bed looking at your phone, you see it. Hey, it's like, hey, I can just get this shipped to my home, no problem. Bang, I'm gonna order it. So that's how I ended up with this, right? It was really easy to order. So you know, I was probably looking at this a couple days in a row. So like the first day I was like, nope. The second day, nah, looks stupid. Nope, nope. Finally, at one of the evenings, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get it and try it out. So that's how I ended up buying this. Okay. So what I'm gonna do with this now. All right. So I got here my Palmetto PX-9 with the 10-inch upper. I'm just gonna take off this upper. All right. Alright, so this one, as you can see, I've got the bigger Holosun 510C. I've got the sights, the backup sights on it. Obviously, there's a longer barrel, so this kind of makes sense to have the better optics on here. Put this one on here. I've already zeroed it in. I've already been testing this out. Put you back in there. Alright, so there it is. Okay. So it's nice because this rail gives you a QD mounting point there on the rail. And then this stock, this is the SBA4, slightly bigger one. I have the SBA3s. I like the 4s a lot better. I find these a lot more stout. However, if I decide that at some point I'm going to get a dedicated lower for this upper, I might go with the SBA3 just to keep it a little bit lighter since it's such a small gun. So down the road, this SBA3 might end up matching up to this rail over here. You know, I'm gonna at this point, like I said, I just got the upper. If I find that I'm shooting it a lot, you know what? Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll buy a dedicated lower for that upper. Okay, so I think it'll only cost me like another whatever, $150, $200, $250, whatever. But if I find that I'm shooting a lot, because remember I got lots of guns. So it's like every day, okay, which gun do I want to shoot? So if I find that I'm constantly taking my PX-9s apart to put this upper on it, I'm gonna say, yeah, okay, now the gun deserves its own lower. So that's how I'm gonna go about that. So what I want to do now is I just want to do an accuracy test on this. I've already done it a couple of times. Glasses on, ears on. I got a target out at 20 yards. Let's see what the accuracy of this 4-inch barrel is. I'm just using, you know, Federal ammunition, nothing expensive, just cheap brass Federal. Let's try this out. Down range and get that target. Take a look at it. So at 20 yards, 5 shots, I got about 1.5 inches. Okay, so that's at 20 yards. So by comparison, when I shot this with the Palmetto PX-9 that has the 16-inch barrel, right? At 100 yards, I get a 3.5 inch groove. 3.5 inch groove. So this is 1.5. So basically, if you multiply this by 20 yards, if you multiply 1.5 by 5, that will give you an idea of what your accuracy is going to be at 100 yards, right? So 1.5 times 5, because we got 1.5 inches at 20 yards. Okay, so obviously this is not going to be as accurate as a 16-inch, as a rifle with a 16-inch barrel. It's probably really good for a for a pistol. It's got a 4-inch barrel. Okay, so for a pistol, it's probably doing pretty good. Now let's do this. Take off my glasses. Oops. And what I'm going to do, take off this. First, let me switch, because I had this in dot mode, so I can get my grouping. Let me switch this back to solar powered mode. And then I'm going to put this to circle only mode. There you go. I really like the up and down configuration of the older 507Cs. And plus they're bigger buttons. It's not just up and down, it's bigger buttons, so it's a lot easier to work in a situation like this with your thumb. That's why these are great. Too bad they don't make these anymore. They won't sell them anymore. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a single point sling on this. Single point sling. Yeah, so let's actually, I'm going to collapse this just a little bit. That's pretty good. Let's take a look at how this looks. So this is like what is the purpose of something like this other than fun? Well, now we're getting into to the point where you have a pretty concealable gun. And obviously you gotta have like a 3/4 inch jacket because it's gonna stick out, right? Plus I could also shorten this thing up a little bit. Yeah, it's hanging a little bit too low. I'd have to bring this up a little bit. So if it was right about there, I could actually have this inside of a jacket, and you can comfortably sit down, let's say in the car, right? Safety's on. You can comfortably sit down in the car with this, something like this. So if you're like a situation where you just have to have a really small rifle, this works. I mean, this could be an interesting. This is definitely something that you can work. I would probably, because right now I've got this hooked up onto the stock. What I would do if I decided that I was really interested in working with this is I would change the end plate over here, and I would put this swivel, right, which I have here. I would put this on the end plate over here, and then attach this to here, and that would work a lot better if I want to really start using this gun. And I may do it. It's just a question of, like I said, I'm going to see how much I actually use this gun compared to other guns. And if I do that, I may change this stock out and put the lighter stock, this SB3 stock. Fun little gun. And this is for $350 with the shipping. Able to just throw this on one of the Palmetto PX-9s that you already have. I think it's a nice little toy. It gives you something different. So far I like it. I mean, here's the thing. I like it. I mean, what's there not to like about it? It's a gun. It shoots. It's fun. The question is, how much shooting am I actually going to do with this? Is it going to be worth getting its own dedicated lower? So those are my initial thoughts on this. I just got this today. I'm experimenting with it. For accuracy, like I said, 1.5 inches at 20 yards. The gun shoots well. The accuracy test I did with Federal Brass. The shooting that I just did right now on the steel targets was with Tula. These guns shoot Tula great. So one thing worth mentioning is I do have an 8-ounce buffer on this lower. I found that the Palmetto, I think, sells them with 4-ounce buffers. Definitely recommend you upgrade to the 8-ounce buffers. The gun is just going to work better. It'll beat the gun up less. You're less likely to break the parts like the trigger pins and hammer pins and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're not a member of the channel, subscribe. I'd love to get some comments from you guys. Throw something down in the comment section. If you like the video, hate the video, whatever. You like the gun, you don't like the gun, you think it's stupid. Yeah, I'm kind of undecided. I mean, it's fun, but I'm kind of undecided if I would recommend this for anybody, other than if like you got to be in a car for some reason, and you need something more than a pistol, So anyway, some ideas for you guys to think about. I'll talk to you guys soon.